everyone, this is Chini from ASTROHYPE PINKBLACKVIVI. Today I'll be talking about astrology, spirituality and lifestyle. So today in this video I'll be mainly talking about intimacy and dating astrology. This subject is very interesting and fascinating to me, as I brought up as an intimacy and dating astrologer, and I first started read charts for couples since roughly 2018-2019 until now. So let's jump right into our video. So our video today is a Synastry of North Node of one partner lands on the other partner 8th house. At first I want to say this, right? North Node, Rahu in Vedic astrology, and they also call in Vedic astrology and other like Asian, Southeast Asia astrology, including Vietnam. So I am Vietnamese, and as you guys know that I'm practicing esoteric astrology, and esoteric astrology I'm practicing right now is including a little bit of Southeast Asia astrology, as we have our own astrology also. So in the world they have a lot of system of astrology, and not just only one or two systems. So but I think mainly everything ancient, as I know that ancient astrology is the same, so I incorporate ancient astrology as esoteric, as I said, Southeast Asia astrology, modern astrology, Western astrology, Hellenistic astrology. So I'm on angle astrology together, but right now I'm practicing in esoteric mainly. And I see a lot of things in there is cannot really use in intimacy and dating. That's why I want to remind you guys that when you guys read Synastry, especially in intimacy and dating, I focusing on dating and intimacy, because Synastry is the technique that put two charts of two individuals going like this together to see which planet from this chart from this individual with this native lands on the other house of the other individual in that relationship. So a relationship have very vast. We can have teacher-student relationship, or father-daughter, father-son relationship, or parents relationship, or co-worker relationship. Synastry can read multiple relationship, so to speak, right? But I'm focusing on dating, like I said, an intimacy relationship, like love relationship, and also dating relationship and marriage relationship. So this aspect from North Node land on the other person's 8th house in intimacy dating is extremely important, right next to North Node land on the 7th house. So, and I want to say that with with ancient and esoteric system, so they call the whole side system. So whole side, whole house, whole houses. So which mean in astrology they have astrological wheel, which is 12 houses, as you guys know, and 12 houses. In ancient, mostly all of the ancient techniques, they judge the whole houses, which mean one houses will be 30 degrees each house and each side in it. But with as I grow up with brought up with a lot of intimacy and dating, I read a lot of chart. Actually I don't see it's match so much with whole houses and whole size. For example, we come across a lot of people in our life. Even, for example, in the morning I went out for buying a coffee in a coffee store. I pass by a lot of people, and some people go talk to me, or I randomly go talk to some people on the street. Doesn't mean that they don't have that North Node land on my 7, on that other planets land on my 7, because 7 house also rule the masses. Each individual come to our life, right? So because of that, we have a lot of people have North Node, or the nodes, or North Node or South Node or whatever, lands on our 7th house. It doesn't matter. We cannot judge that into intimacy and dating. When we judge that into specifically intimacy and dating relationship, we have to judge the cusp. And this is a very important factor I have to say with you guys as an intimacy and dating astrologer. If you guys learn to be one, or you guys just want to expand your knowledge about intimacy and dating, I have to keep reminding you guys that I have to check the cusp. The cusp, which means the Placidus system, or you put on the astro.com, which is the very special and beautiful free website for everybody using. I'm still using it for free, you know. Who doesn't love free, right? And every out there software, they all have a lot of system for houses. Please choosing on Placidus or default on astro.com, so the system will be practicing the cusp very, very important in dating in intimacy astrology. I just want to repeat it multiple times. So now let's jump right into the North Node in the partner 8th house. So when in Synastry you put two charts on top of each other of two individuals like this, right? Person A to person B, whatever gender you go with, even you LGBTQ, whatever, you go with the gender that you considering yourself with, and the other person in that relationship, love relationship, put two charts on top of each other. If you see the North Node, the head of the dragon, Rahu, lands on the other person 8th house cusp. I have to say the cusp, right? The cusp. So when you open the every astrology software, you choose on Placidus or default, usually a default house size system. They will turn out to be having a cusp. And that cusp is very, very important. Some people, they have the cusp of the 8th house in the 7th house. Some people have the cusp of the 8th house in the 9th house, in their 9th house whole side house system. Some people have the cusp, I repeat, some people have the 8th house cusp in the 7th house whole side system, ancient system. And some people have the 8th house cusp in the 9th house whole side house system. Okay, so it's a little bit different here, and I dive a little bit deeper because later in this video I will tell why you have to see it where and what does it mean, right? So for example, person A, for example yourself, you have North Node, or vice versa, your partner have your North Node, Rahu, head of the dragon, lands on the cusp of the 8th house. So I have to repeat it, the cusp all the time. It have to land on the cusp. So you just judge it 2 degrees beyond that cusp and down of that cusp. Okay, so 2 up and 2 down. See the cusp? Like I said, the cusp, some people have the cusp in the 7th house whole side, and some people have the cusp in the 9th house whole side. Judge it 2 degrees up, 2 degrees down. For example, you look at your chart or your partner chart, the 8th house cusp is around 19 Leo. If your North Node or your partner North Node land on 19, the curse of the 19 Leo, 20 Leo, 21 Leo, or 17 Leo, 18 Leo, 19 Leo. So it's gonna chart at conjunction, and it's really good. So it just at lands on, like I said, the North Node lands on the partner 8th house cusp. So we can do this video. If you see it lands on the 8th house, but it's not lands on that cusp, like I said, 2 degrees up, 2 degrees down, you don't judge it. Because like I said, we met a lot of people have the North Node lands on our 8th house. A lot. I guarantee you can go on the street and a lot of people come to our life, they have the North Node there, and it doesn't mean nothing. You cannot form the relationship with them. Okay, or you can talk to them, be with them, dating with them, but it's not turn out to nothing. It's gonna be trip off. It's gonna be separated after a few months you guys dating. And this 8th house is very important. Now I go to the meaning. What is the meaning of Rahu North Node, the head of the dragon? Is the energy go upward, right? Rahu is go upward, and is the dragon head, so it's very greedy, but it doesn't have the body. So as Vedic astrology and with Southeast Asia esoteric astrology and practicing, they saying the dragon have no body because it's got cut off, because based on the mythology, the dragon drink the nectar from the god, and he tried to be immortal, but the god cut off in the party. So whatever the myth, right? The cut off, and the nectar, the drink, if put him to be immortal, he already drink it. But it's when the nectar, the drink, come into his throat, it's already cut off. So he just only, the dragon, the Rahu, the North Node, just only have the head. So he immortal, but he just only have his head. He have no body. That's why it's just the mythology, Indian Vedic mythology, right? But it's saying that the Rahu is the energy go upwards, and it's very greedy. We want that thing intensively a lot of time, but we greedy for it. We always want it. Want it more and more and more. And in life, you have to know where it stops, where to stay balanced. You cannot just follow it all the time. If you follow the design all the time, you cannot feel fulfilled in your heart. That's why they said the Rahu energy is very, very poison with ancient Vedic astrology and also esoteric Southeast Asia astrology. They say the same thing. They describe the same thing about Rahu. But like I said, we live in 3D practical world. So who doesn't want that energy in our life? We rather want to be success and get that thing than we fail all the time. If K2 land there, the tail of the dragon South Node land there, is gonna fail all the time. Okay? So now you understand the North Node. The North Node is just the energy upwards, and go get it and jump from top to the bottom. Some Vedic astrologers saying that the North Node similar to Pluto. Okay, so very, very intensive, and go and get it, and very greedy, and go get it and you can get it. It's not mean that you couldn't get it. K2 couldn't get it. The tail, the South Node couldn't get it. But the head can get it, and you get it. Just the thing that you cannot fulfill with that wish. That's the problem with the Rahu, okay? Then that's the energy of the North Node. The energy of the 8th house cusp. The meaning of the 8th house, you guys want to know, is originally ruled by Scorpio, and Scorpio in the zodiacal, originally your zodiacal will rule the 8th house. And whatever side you land on, whatever ascendant, whatever side, the 8th house already have the foundation of Scorpio there, which means sex, death, taxes, joy, finances, joy, resources, and stick through thick and thin, if you want to say about relationship, right? And occult, astrology, very, very intense energy, as I said, and also a little bit dark energy, transformation, rise from all the ashes. And that's the energy of the 8th house. But I want to say something more about intimacy and dating, because this video is about intimacy and dating. The 8th house in Vedic astrology also rule the house of the in-law. So the 7th house is the marriage, and the 8th house is the joy, finances between the two people, and also joy, everything joy. It's not just finances. For example, you and your partner have a project together, or you and your partner have the office together, business together. That's ruled by the 8th house also in your chart. The 8th house also, like I said, also based on Vedic astrology, is also ruled the the in-law, so especially parents-in-law, mother-in-law, and father-in-law, and also rule the whole in-laws family, but especially with parents-in-law. So I just want to say a little bit here. Sometimes I see my clients, they have some not good planets there and they already married. I said to them that pay more attention to the in-laws, and unfortunately some people who have Uranus there or whatever planet, and it's include everything planet transit to other houses, their in-laws pass away in that year, that specific time the transit. Okay, so that just the little bit detail here, right? So now you know the meaning of the eighth house curse, right? Now remember, backtrack, remember before I told you guys about you have to chart with intimacy and dating astrology. You have to chart the curse, right? And why I said so, because I already tested. Like I said, the eighth house, we will meet a lot of people come into our life or pass through our life. Just have a lot of planets. Their planets will land on our 8th house or 7th house, others every other's house. Doesn't mean that we will form a significant love relationship with them. You have to chart the curse with intimacy and dating, okay? With events chart, with word prediction, with politic predictions, other prediction, even individual predictions. You can do whole side house. And when I first started astrology, I learned about Placidus, but then I moving upward to learn other, and I dive deep into other things. I started to do whole side houses, and as right now, I think I want to combine everything together, whatever work. And I see this, I have to say to you guys, some ancient astrologers right now, they don't do curse. And like I said, come back to that, cause intimacy and dating is different. You cannot love everyone in your life. Like, you like them doesn't mean you will have love relationship, or you will form significant others, or you will marry everyone come into your life. Okay, so the cause is very important here. Like I said, 2 degree up, 2 degree down from the cause, 8th house cause. And some people have the cause of the 8th house in the 7th. Some people have the cause of the 8th house in the 9th house. So now I want to explain why I say that. Backtrack from the first time I just started talking this video. If you or your partner have the cause in the 8th house in the 7th house, you will meet a person that from your race or ethnicity, or I mean love relationship. I'm not saying 100%. I'm just saying from the perspective of an astrologer and a researcher, because astrology is not scientific proven. Even I'm an astrologer, I have to say that. It's a study of analytics and data analytics and some intuition kind of divination tool. So it's never scientific proven. So things I said is not setting in stone. So please don't go to my video and say, oh, this Chini from ASTROHYPE said that and it's not turned out in my life. It's not like that 100%. Okay, so that's exactly what I'm saying here. And things I say is not setting in stone. So please listen to my video, but take it as considerations. And because I did a lot of research on a lot of couples, more than 1,000 couples. Okay, 1,000 people, 500 couples, I think. And like I said, some people have the cause of the 8 in the 7, right? And if you have, or your partner have the cause of the 8 in the 7, your partner, your love partner, your spouse, usually they come from the same race as you, come from the same ethnicity as you, or they have the same religion as you. whatever religions. For example, you are Buddhist, you will meet a Buddhist, or you are you practice astrology. Astrology is a how I say it, is a religion too to some people, right? So you will meet a person who love or like astrology. Maybe they're not astrologer, but they love and like it. You understand what I'm saying? Or maybe you are Christian, you meet another Christian. Or maybe you Mormon and you meet another Mormon person. Or, you know, same religion. But if the 8th house cusp of yours or your partner land on the 9th house of whole side house, okay, you will meet a person from different race, different ethnicity, different caste, different religions. So either or they have all different from you. It depends on the whole chart. I have to remind you guys, this is a one factor. You have to check the other factor in the chart too. You cannot just the whole thing in one thing in the chart and run with it, you know. Astrology is very complex, okay? But one thing at a time I'm saying right now. So if your cusp is in like I said, in the 9th house, you will 8th house, in the 9th house you will meet, and your partner, obviously they have the in-laws in the house. The 8th house is the in-laws, so your in-laws will be, or your partner in-laws, if that cusp is in your partner chart, vice versa, right? We're talking about synastry now. That's cause if in the 8th house, in the 9th house, whole side house, you will meet the person from different from you. AKA, for example, you say, oh, they're not different. They just only live in, they live in my country. They were born in my country. For example, in the US right now, a lot of like different races kid was born in the US. For example, Asians, you know, Asian born, they call a lot of Asian born in the US. They still American, but they are Asian, you know. So if you are white, you meet a person black, a black meets person Asian, but even in the same country, the same town, okay, still you look at the 8th house. The 8th house cusp will be land on the 9th. It's not land on the 7th. Mostly it's not setting in stone, but like that. Or for example, you guys different religions, okay? Or for example, all of things together, like I said, because the 9th house is the house of different cultures. For example, you guys, everything is the same, but different caste, which mean one person is more educated. I don't want to be like discriminate, but different caste mean the 9th house, another meaning of the 9th house is different caste. Somebody will be different from you. So now I want to repeat again. I know that I'm rambling. I always rambling, okay? So please forgive me. I'm rambling all the time, but I just want to go into detail of everything because I don't want to missing anything, okay? So if the cusp of the 8th house is land on the 7th house whole size in you or your partner chart, natal chart, which means you will meet, or the partner will meet a person from same religion, same everything, you know, same as you. Same religion, same, maybe same ethnicity, same caste, you know. But if the 8th house cusp of you or your partner chart, natal chart, lands on the 9th house, the partner or you will meet a person, you know, you guys meet, and the person will be in different caste, different religions, different ethnicity, different, you know, different cultures. Even they live in the same country as you, so different. But so, for example, you because I'm started to thinking about the 12th, okay, but like I said, usually the 9th house is more of same country but different ethnic cities. The 12th is more outside the country, okay? Because I started thinking about the show 90 Day Things out of nowhere while I'm talking. I'm rambling and I'm thinking, oh, what should you guys will meet somebody outside of the country, but no, I mean mainly 70 to 80% the 9th house is same country or different towns but different ethnic city. more of different religion and different caste. Okay, like I said, different castes is they richer than you, or you richer than them, or much in different castes, or you educated, they not, or you have master degree and they not. Stop like that, you know. I'm not discriminate, but different caste is like that. It doesn't mean that just only the financial aspect of it. Different caste, maybe they politician, you not. Still a different caste, right? Or they, like I said, they very educated. For example, they have a master degree, or you know, they in college or whatever, and you just finished high school. It's still different caste, you know. I'm sorry, very sorry to say that, but this is explain what is different caste, okay? And then you put the north node, like I said, your north node or your partner north node, vice versa, right? Because we're talking about synastry. You put the energy of wanting it so much. I just want to put that easy to understand. Rahu north node had the dragon is go get it, and you can get it. And that's the energy of you make it happen. It's going upward. Even greedy or not greedy, I don't mind. I just want to say it's rather to have Rahu there than you don't want a Ketu there, because it's not going to make it happen. When it lands on 2 degree up, 2 degree down, under the cusp, then it will make it fireworks. What is fireworks mean? You want Rahu go to the 7, or you want cusp, or you want Rahu go to the partner, vice versa, go to the 8th house cusp. You know why? Because this is the 2 house of marriage. 7th house is the house of marriage, but 8th house is also the house of marriage, and the house of the in-laws, the house of the after marriage. Or for example, you don't go marry the person, but you just want to live with the person. Some people just live with the person for many years. They don't go married. They don't do marriage certificate. They have unconventional love, you know. And the 8th house, like I said, is very important because of the house of joy resources, the house of sex. You have no marriage. How can you have no, you know, sexy time? How can you push the relationship going forward? That's the main factor, one of the main factor in the marriage, you know. And also it's the house of the in-laws in Vedic astrology, in esoteric astrology, you know. Very, very important, how extremely important for love relationship. The north node there, you will have a very, very great relationship with your in-laws. First of all, for real, your in-law will be very, very inclined to you, which means aka your parents, your boyfriend, girlfriend, parents, your boyfriend, girlfriend, family members will like you so much. Okay? And then another thing is, like I said, the sex. The sex is very, very extremely intensive. And it's in a good way, because the 8th house, whatever side, it's gonna be a transformative healing sex. It's undertone of Pluto, and Pluto is a planet of healing. It's breakdown on function, but it heals you. Okay, so it's transformative and it's heal you. And some people say, oh, I don't know what kind of sex, it's just whatever sex, you know, sex is sex. No, some sex is healing. Tantric sex is very healing, and a lot of shaman in Southeast Asia, they practicing tantric sex to heal themselves, and they empower their energy to heal others by transferring the energy and frequency from their hands to heal others. And I don't want to go deep in that because it's very, very complex subject. I'm not going to talk in this video, but I promise you guys that it's very healing from the scientific psychology perspective. For example, you guys fighting all the time. And sometimes, you know, fighting and you have a makeup sex, you know, and a makeup sex is very healing. After that, you feel, okay, now I feel lovey-dovey again, you know. That's scientific saying about the 8th house. Because if you don't have good sex, then what differentiates the relation of you guys as a love relationship between all the relationship in your life, right? So it's very important part of it, and it's healing sex. And it's also the joy resources, not just with you and your partner, but the joy resource with you and the whole family of the partner. Okay, because there's or vice versa. Okay, if they're North Node land on your 8th house cusp, because it's also the in-laws family. So you will have the joy resource with them also, and they will maybe in the future, because the 8th house is also the wheels, the house of wheels, the house of inheritance, and the in-laws inheritance. So like I said, some of my clients have very tragic year. Some not good planet lands there and the in-law passed away, but after that it's healing because the 8th house is transformative, and I love the 8th house straight up. And the 8th house, after that they gain some of the, I don't want to say it, but they have some inheritance passed down from the in-law because they have planets there, you know. So like I said, you want to have North Node, the head of the dragon, Rahu in the 7th and the 8th house cusp. You don't want Ketu there, okay? It's the 3D practical things, and everybody wants that. Also, I want to say something. The 8th house is not just only the joy resource, which means aka cash finance, but it's also a loan house, which means if you and your partner or you and your parents-in-law, which is your in-law, open a business, right? And they say, okay, I want to invest in you. That's the investment and loans house. Okay, so for example, you and your it's good if you have North Node Rahu, the head of the dragon, or vice versa. Your partner have it lands on the 8th house cusp. It's good for you to do business with your partner or do business with your in-laws. It's fantastic, I guarantee you. And when you go out and ask for a loan from a bank, you know, with your partner or with your parents-in-law or sister or brother-in-law, is fantastic. You're gonna get right away, and it's good amount, good interest also, because sometimes you go ask for a loan from bank, they give you not good interest. But if you have a Rahu there, then you do business with them and you go ask for a loan, it's good interest. For example, you have a business with your in-law, with your significant others, you go out and ask for investment, because the 8th house is also loan and investment. And you go out and ask for investment, spectacular. You got a good investor, I'm guaranteed. Okay, whatever size, but it's had to land on the cusp. Like I said, it cannot just like, oh, the cusp. For example, like I said, my example, the cusp is at 19-degree Leo, but you land on Leo. Your North Node, your partner North Node land on the 8th house. Leo is at your 8th house, and it's land on 1-2 degree. It's not happen, you know. It's not happen, not even from a relationship. Now you understand what I'm saying, okay? Maybe that person, it just come into your life, you know, but it's nothing happened there, okay? Then now I want to say another thing about the 8th house. The 8th house is not just money, cash, finance. It's also the house of occult. And maybe you have the North Node there, but or your partner have a North Node at the cusp of the 8th house, but you never practice occult in your life, or you never practice astrology in your life. But then suddenly you meet the person, or the person meets you, then they say, okay, I want to practice occult. I'm interested in occult, and you guys interested together in occult, or the person is very interested, your partner is very interested in occult. From that, you learn from them, and you started to develop the occult and mysticism, you know. For example, you already interested in astrology and occult, but now they will open a whole dimension for you. The partner that your North Node land on their cusp, or vice versa, they will open a new dimension for you, because the 8th house, like I said, is transformation sound. So they will break it down on the old system that you have. For example, you, like me, right, you practice like intimacy and dating, and your North Node land on the partner 8th house cusp, and they practicing how I say it, they're practicing magic, okay, or something, because occult is like something very weird, very strange about mysticism and divinations. It's nothing simple. It's nothing go in the similar path of any others. It's dive deep and it's different. For example, it's not just regular tarot card. 8th house is also like, oh, you read tarot card, but that tarot card is implied of some medium in it, you know, but some different things, some different new dimension, because it's transformation. And after the 8th house is the 9th house. So now I want to backtrack and say a little bit about this. If the 8th house cusp lands on the 9th house whole size system, this energy will be more intense. For example, you and your partner have a Rahu and lands on the 8th house cusp, and the 8th house cusp land on the 9th house whole size house system. This energy will be more intense, because the 9th house is also spirituality, different spirituality, different occultists, you know. So you will, for example, like I said, you practice astrology. Obviously, if you watch my video, you practice astrology or you're learning about it, right? And you meet the partner and vice versa, they meet you, and you have the North Node in 8th house cusp, lands on the 9th house whole size system. They will open for you the new dimension about the thing you're practicing right now. For example, like I said, you're practicing regular astrology, more modern astrology. They will open the whole dimension. They will say, oh, okay, let's do some neuromancies, you know, and let's do some, like I said, tarot card, but imply it with some medium, and it's really, really good. Or maybe they do herb, they are Reiki. They will show you something else completely different. You understand what I'm saying? If the 8th house cusp lands on the 7th house whole side house, then this energy will be more of business thing. For example, the person doing a lot of business, a lot of deal, whatever side they have, they do a lot of business, a lot of deal in their life. And when your North Node land there, or vice versa, your partner North Node land there, then 2 degrees up, 2 degrees down of the cusp, remember, and it's land on the 7th whole side house. Then when you guys come together, your Rahu get on there, then you guys form the relationship. When you guys form a relationship, you guys will have a lot of good deals, a lot of good business. Now I want to repeat again and conclude this. I talk all over the place. 7th, 8th house cusp land on the 7th North Node there. You guys will do business together, whatever business, whatever deal, and it's extremely good. 8th house cusp land on the 9th house whole side house. North Node lands there, 2 degrees up, 2 degrees down of the cusp. You guys will do more of the occult, of the spirituality, go on pilgrimage. Okay, so expand spirituality, politics dimension. Oh, the 9th house is also politics. So if the 8th house cusp land there, do politics, do expansion, adventure. Maybe you guys can travel the world together. It's a matter of the 9th house, okay? Now I want to say one last thing to conclude, and this thing is very extremely important, like every other intimacy and dating video I'm making, Synastry, right? The North Node person will be initiate this thing first. For example, you are North Node, and your North Node land on the cusp, 8th house cusp of the partner. You will initiate the stuff. You will jump and go and say, okay, let's do business together. Let's go on different countries together. Let's expand our knowledge about divination together. Let's ask my parents and your parents to join the business with us together, you know. So the North Node person will be initiate this thing first. But the house person, the 8th house cusp person in this relation will carry through carry through and make a foundation of the relation, make the foundation of this union of the North Node land on the partner 8th house cusp. Okay, so this very important factor. One person initiate, the other person carry. Okay, and the house person, 8th house cusp person always carry this through. And it's more, I think, when in the long run, it's more effect and give more result to the 8th house cusp person. So if you are a house person in that relation, your chart is you are a house person, 8th house cusp, it's affect you more of carry through this relationship, this plan, also give you more result. For example, if you are a house person and your 8th house cusp land on the 7th, the business deal will be started and initiated by the North person, the North Node, the Rahu person, right? But in the future, the plan will be set up and carried through by you. You will set up a plan, do whatever this and that, and it's give you more pleasure at that moment. You learn more and give you more pleasure because, like I said, it's one very downside of the North Node. And I have to say, everything have good and bad side to it, but you rather have the North Node there. The North Node very greedy because it's a cutoff. It's have no body. The head of dragon with no body, and they keep greedy. So the node, the Rahu person, the North Node person, the Rahu person always seeking for something new from that 8th house. Okay, so they cannot finishing up with one thing they started initiate. Okay, so this is just the video I make about North Node in the partner 8th house. I think I talked all of it. I think this knowledge of astrological will help you in learning about astrology, especially in dating and intimacy astrology, and expand your knowledge. And please go watch all of my videos in my channel. I have almost done with the series 12 rising ascendant sign. I go in depth into each of the rising ascendant sign, and you can watch it from your moon and your sun sign also, because I talk a lot about the moon and the sun there, all the energy there. And please watch others of my video, as my channel do variety of stuff like my vlog, my everyday, and I don't limit my channel. I do a lot of things. So if you guys have you guys love vlog and other thing, you can watch the other thing. Okay, I thank you so much, so much for you guys, for your support, and please click like, share, subscribe, and comment in my video so I get more energy to do my channel and boost up my channel. And in the future, I will come out with a lot of good contents about intimacy and dating. And as I'm have a very unique approach to things. I'm not get stuck to one thing. So I do all angles of astrology, and I see what I can incorporate in my techniques. I want to improve it every day, because right now I know I just started rambling at this time, but I just want to say it fast right now. Is Uranus is in Taurus, transit in Taurus, and Taurus is very fixed energy. We can't stay fixed in one thing. We have to open up ourselves to different dimensions, different knowledges. One day maybe we wake up and the whole system of astrology changed. We never know. So I try to incorporate everything in my videos. So thank you so much for you guys watching, and please, like I said, click like. It's very important when you click like, so it put me on algorithm and my video will be spread out there for a lot of more people to know about my videos and learn about astrology, especially intimacy and dating. Like, share, subscribe, and comment on my channel. Thank you so much for it. Have a wonderful day and night to everybody in the world. Bye.